Okay, questions for Bill? Right here, Ryan Chapman.
Hey, Coach, just going to ask how your depth has come on the interior of the offense.
I think, it's so hard to tell right now today. I think overall, the guys have done a really good job. Again, I'm not making any predictions on what's going to happen, but, really like the way they're working, really like the way they've learned the offense, the time they're putting in, it's showing up on the field, seem to be more cohesive. So I feel good about where we are today. Now, this is going to be a huge summer for us. I mean, this is a time when you win games. Obviously spring ball, is extremely important, but, the time you put in, starting now, obviously after the spring game till, we get back is probably the most important time, especially for an offensive lineman, so feel good about basically what to me is a starting point if we continue to progress. But again, interior, we're do I feel good? Yeah. Do I feel great? No. I feel great, pretty good about 4 guys right now, and then hopefully we can get that to 6, but if it's 4, we can make some things work.
Let's go to Bob for Bill.
Yeah, Bill, in talking to Wanye, it seemed like he took ownership of 2021 not going his way. How different has he been?
But night and day. I mean, a complete 180 in everything. In every single thing, the way he approaches everything, academics, the way he works, attitude, mentality. I mean, everything has changed. He's always been a talented guy. Now, again, I do some things differently, and we do some things differently than probably he was used to. But he made a decision to change the way he was going to do things, and it's showing up on the field. And it's not just on the field. It's not just when you're here. It's what you do in the classroom. It's what you do outside of here, the time you put in, and all that is improved. So now his play has improved, and now his playing opportunities improve. And, the quicker they understand that, the better off they are, that everything goes, hand in hand. Everything matters. I mean, because that's just the way you are as a person, So, really, really proud of him. He was he was the academic student of the week last week. There's not a shot in heck that would have happened last year. You know what I mean? But so really proud of what he's done up to this point, and obviously it's got to continue to go that direction and continue to improve.
Jesse Crittenden.
Hey, Bill, you touched on it a second ago, but just over the last few weeks, what is the install of this offense look like, and especially compared to past years?
What are you asking? I mean, what do you?
Just work installing this new offense. What has that been like the last few weeks?
It's been good, I think. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what you're asking, but it's been challenging, but it's been good. It's like I think the first time that I talked to you guys, it's correlating what we did in the past. So whatever that run was called in the past, we have it. Now there's some different things going on and all that stuff, but it was just correlating that and then understanding that. And then once you get comfortable with that process, then understanding, okay, this is what this word means and that word and, all the different things that go along with it. Probably, quite honestly, went a little bit better than I anticipated. So that's encouraging, which that tells me that they worked on it on their own. So which when you're doing those things, that when we've been really good around here, you'd see people up here in this building all the time carrying their iPads, watching film, watching tape together. So and then obviously they were doing those things on their own. So I think it's been good. It's been challenging at times, but I think it's been good, and it's, again, gone probably a little bit better than I anticipated. Now, are we where we need to be? Of course not, but I think if we continue down the path that we're going, all right, it will continue to get better, and we'll have a chance to be pretty good.
Far right side, James Hale.
Bill, Brent's talked about splitting everything up, for the spring game. Does that mean maybe you've got one unit that's going on one team and another, or are all your guys going to be all mixed up at the spring game?
They'll all be mixed up.
What do you think?
So get ready.
Is that what you really wanted?
I'm not the head coach. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah.
How's it going to work for you in terms of evaluating in the future, the rest of the year?
Well, it's just, yeah, obviously offensive line is about communication, feeling comfortable, the trust with the guy next to you. We all know that. I mean, that's obvious, and getting comfortable with guys that you've been playing with, and that's not going to happen in a spring game, but ultimately, at your position, whatever the play call is, whatever the front is, whatever happens, you have a job to do. You know what I mean? So you got to get it done, and you got to trust the guy that the guy is next to you is going to get his job done. So, not to say that it's not important, you know what I mean, but we've had 14 practices, you know what I mean, and I'm not putting, it's not like, oh my God, the spring game is going to change, everything that happened the last 14 practices. These last 14, and again, not that it's not important, not that we don't want to go play good and, perform at a high level for the fans, but I've got an idea right now today of where we're at, and that's not going to change based on if we're really, really good in the spring game or if we're really, really bad, Now, do I want to be bad? Heck no, I don't want to be bad. But, and I'm expecting them to play good, but it's just like one practice, is not going to change what happened for the 14 other practices. And really the spring game is a practice to me.
Second row, Justin Martinez.
All right, Coach. Appreciate your time today. Just want to ask you about McKay. Now he's got some more practices under his belt. Just how's he doing in terms of meshing with the
I think really good, and it's a great question. You never really know how that's gonna unfold and how that's gonna play out, but that's one of the things that I've seen, and I think even Tyler Guyton coming in, I think, which shows we've got a pretty good culture around here. Everybody's competing. You know what I mean? And he's done a really, really good job. I mean, he's probably, again, better than what I anticipated. I always thought he was going to be pretty good. Just watching his, you got 3 years of film to study. So you can see that, and then playing against pretty good competition. So always thought he had a chance to be pretty good, and probably has exceeded my expectations up to this point. And that's not good or bad. He's probably just exceeded them. So he's done a really nice job of coming in here, fitting in with the culture, what our values are, how we practice, how I coach, and, been impressed with him.
Go back left, Shannon Earhart.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
I'm good. So coaching with Baker Mayfield, obviously the statue going in on Friday. What does that mean for you?
Oh, it's awesome. Love Baker. He was he's the ultimate competitor. You know what I mean? And that's what you want to be around. Great leader. Just made everybody around him better, and a great person. So, excited to be a part of it. You know what I mean? Excited to be a small part of, those seasons with him. And it's going to be a special time, obviously for him and his family, but really for everybody that's been involved with it.
Lee Benson.
Coach, curious, with Coach Levy having a background on the offensive line, can you have discussions with him that maybe you wouldn't otherwise be able to have with an offensive coordinator that's had experience playing on the offensive line? Or I'm just kind of curious about that.
No, that's a really good question, no doubt. I mean, as much as people on the outside think they know about offensive line play, they don't. I mean, it's reality, and don't take that the wrong way. But he's a guy that's played it. He's a guy that was a student coach here. So, yeah, and plus we got Phil Oldholt here, Clayton Woods, who played for me, Ben Tallwater's student assistant, John Cooper, who played center here. I mean, there's a ton of dudes in that room, in that staff room, that have played O-line at a pretty high level. So, yeah, I mean, I think the whole collaboration is great. And obviously, Leb, Phil, Coop have been in this system, for a long time. So, yeah, we sit down and talk, and I ask them questions. And there's different ways to block things, but it's how does that offense block them, and what should it look like, So, no, it's been really good with all those guys.
Second row, Mason Young.
Yeah, Bill. Along the lines of Dean's question, but a lot of the guys have talked about Dylan's experience in this offense, and that he's able to point out protections that they don't know yet. Just how much is his experience linked to easing the learning for your group?
You'd have to ask them. I hadn't really asked them. I think his experience just overall you know what I'm saying, it has helped. I mean, just having a guy in this system that understands it, not to say it's complicated, but it's different. You know, it's different than what we've done in the past, especially the tempo. So, no, I think it's good. And he's been awesome. You know, he's a great kid. He's done a great job, you know, this spring. He's a really, really good leader, what we needed at this point in time. And just excited to keep working with him and keep working with this offense and to keep this thing going, because I think, you know, with that dude at quarterback and we, you know, and some other guys stepping up and things like that, we got a chance to be pretty good.
And back to Bob.
Yeah, Bill, you mentioned you feel confident about 4 guys interior. When you look at tackle, how's that coming along, and how does Savion Byrd fit into that thing?
I think tackle, we're probably a little deeper. You know, if I had to say today, may have to move some guys around, but feel good. You know, probably with 4 guys. You know, Savion's done a good job. You know, done a really good job, and big, strong, athletic, powerful guy. Has really got his off the field issues taken care of, and you know, getting better at those things. Got to continue to improve with that. But I mean, on the field, he's a really, really good player. He's got everything that you want. You know, he's a great kid, and he's a young kid. You know, just has to mature. You know what I mean? I mean, he's young, but these past couple of months, he's really done a good job in the classroom and off the field, and you know, doing the things he needs to become a better player.
Okay, a couple more, James.
And Bill, you've always talked about how important the center position is. And is Raymond, has he been able to come back at full strength? Is he doing well for you?
No.
How's that position coming along?
You know, Conjul has done an unbelievable job. He's tougher than hell. Love the kid. I mean, he broke his hand, left hand, I want to say the 3rd or 2nd practice. Didn't miss a snap. Hasn't missed a snap, even when he broke it. Played practice the rest of the time. And for you guys that don't know, it's hard to block people with 2 hands. He's got 1. And he did an awesome job. I mean, he's so much better. He's so much more confident than he was last year. He's done a much better job with this offense. You know, so really, really proud of the way he's performed, what he's done and taken a leadership role, and just the toughness. That's the most important thing to me, man. I love tough dudes, and he's as tough as it gets.
Have you worked some other guys in there?
Yeah, Nate Anderson. Yeah, Nate Anderson, Kyle Ergenbright. So those are the 3 right now. I mean, Raheem's obviously coming back at some point in time, and he'll play center too. But you know, Conjul's been the guy that's really stepped up.
Back to Ryan.
I was going to ask about the mental side for Andrew. How's that coming along, knowing the new offense, all that stuff? Is he still moving where you want him to be?
Yeah. Well, and it's so hard to tell. I mean, he's a smart kid. I mean, he hadn't been on the field. You know, I think he was the 3rd practice. You know, but he's out there. He's doing some drills. He just can't go full speed. He can't push off, and he can't, you know, block people. He can't absorb any force. So, but you know, he's a smart kid. He knows the offense. Obviously, yeah, you want him out there taking reps, but just hadn't been that yet.
Okay, last one, Austin Kurtman.
Hey, Bill, here. I was wondering, sort of, you've been with this group for a while. There's some guys that have been with you for a few number of years, haven't played that much. I wonder if, you know, whether it's the addition of, you know, the new coaching staff or Schmitty, have you seen as it, you know, this spring is sort of a fresh start for some of those guys? How have they?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I think some of them have improved, some of them haven't, like you'd want to. I think everybody's improved, you know, but there's a rate of improvement and how much you have to improve. I wouldn't say anybody hasn't gotten better, but have they gotten better to the point where they can start, where they can help us win? You know, a few guys have and a few guys haven't, so, which is generally the case.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.